What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you how to remove your 1967 to 1987 C10's original rivet in ball joints so you can replace them with a new bolt-in unit. Before you start, you're going to want to jack up your truck and place it on jack stands like so, and then remove your wheels so you can access the front suspension. First thing I'm going to do is strap the coil to the lower control arm so that it has less of a chance of giving me a bad time when the ball joint frees from the knuckle. The next thing I'm going to do is support the lower control arm with a floor jack. So that when the ball joint disconnects from the knuckle, it doesn't just flop onto the ground. Then you're going to want to pretend I am disconnecting the cotter pin and castle nut from the ball joint, but in reality I've already done this. Now we have the first fun part, separating the ball joint from the knuckle with a pickle fork. And there you have it. The upper ball joint has been separated from the knuckle, thanks to the pickle fork. You can rent these at most parts stores or buy them at Harbor Freight for 10 bucks. Now let's move on to unriveting the upper ball joint. After I support the brake drum with the jack so that this hydraulic brake line does not break. There are multiple ways to get rid of the factory rivets. If you watched my brake drum unriveting video, you'll recall that I used one of these to get rid of the rivet heads, and then I pound the rest of the rivet out, and that separated the drum from the hub. This time, however, now that I have an air compressor, I'm opting for a much better approach. If you don't have one of these, buy one. It's so worth it. Also, buy an air compressor if you don't have one. I'm going to pound the rivet heads off with this chisel attachment. Not attachment, chisel bit, and then I'll punch them out with this. After I center punch a little hole in each rivet, drill that out so that the punch has a place to stay as I'm air hammering it, and then that'll shoot them right out. Now that the rivet's heads have been blown off, I'm going to use this and a 4-pound sledge to mark the centers and then start drilling. I'm using a bit that's roughly 5/32, I believe. That looks like something we can sink our air punch into. So I'm gonna throw that on the hammer and we can go to town. I was able to punch 2 rivets right out, but the other 2 are giving me some trouble, so I upped the size of the drill bit and I'm gonna re-drill. There you have it. The old ball joint has been removed from the upper control arm. Now I'm going to take a shop rag and some brake clean and clean this all up, then we can install the new one. Now that that's pretty mint, I'm going to throw in the fresh ball joint. Just drop her in like so, and ta-da! All the nuts and bolts are in from the bottom up. That's just a tip because apparently going down, they tear the boot. Now all you have to do is torque this castle nut to 50 foot-pounds and then tighten it additionally to line up the cotter pin. You never loosen. And then fill the boot up with grease via the Zerk fitting. So yeah, but again, this video is just supposed to be removal of the old riveted in ball joint. So there you go. This is a handy step to take if you are replacing your shocks and springs like I am, because most likely your ball joint has never been replaced, and you know, it's a great time to do it. There you go. Hope that removal tip helped everyone. Thanks.